Hello friends, I am going to discuss today consumer behavior. A marketing student should understand what is consumer, who is a consumer, how he behaves, because that is going to affect the business of the organization where the person is working. So consumer behavior makes a lot of impact on the business of big companies. But as far as the practical application of consumer is concerned, many people still are not able to understand when and how the consumer will behave. So to start, first we will understand who is a consumer. A consumer is the one who purchases the product for his or her own need and uses it or consumes it. So for us, the consumer is the end user, not the person who has purchased it. The feedback of the consumer who is going to use it will help us to develop our product, to develop our strategy, and to develop our market promotional activities. Generally, what happens is that we concentrate on the customer who is purchasing the product. We take a feedback from him and we just casually ask him, uh, how about the product? But we must understand the person who is using it. For example, a father buys a chocolate for his son. A son around 3 4 year old. He will not come to you for the purchasing of the chocolate, but actually he is eating. So his taste will help you to grow up, to develop your product, to do product development, to do promotional activities. So actually the consumer is the child, but you go on talking to the customer and there only the strategy fails. So we must understand that who is the end user. The consumer is the one who is the end user of any goods and services. A father buys a scooter for his daughter or son, but the company who is selling the product generally asks the father how the scooter is performing. Actually, it should be asked to the daughter or son for whom the father has purchased. That's where the practical application of consumer is very important. Now we come to the second part of this presentation, that is, what is consumer behavior? Now, for example, a small child feels hungry. Immediately, the mother tells the father to bring Maggi noodles. He goes to the shop, he buys Maggi, come back, and it is made by the mother, and the child eats. It's a normal behavior. The normal behavior happened because everybody were normal. But imagine what happens when the father goes to the shop and he doesn't get what he wants. That's where the consumer behavior plays a vital role. Suppose the shopkeeper says, "Sir, I don't have Maggi. Can you buy Yippee noodles?" The father is a dissatisfied customer. So to make consumer happy, a shopkeeper has to struggle a lot. He has to keep all the stocks, all the company stocks, just because the customer is the king. But the behavior depends upon what sort of mindset that customer has come from his home. Now imagine a lady goes to a jewelry shop to buy jewelry for her daughter for her marriage. The shopkeeper goes on showing different types of jewels. The mother doesn't like. What she does? She does a video call. And the moment she connects with her daughter, the shopkeeper or the shop owner comes. "Ma'am, this is not allowed in our shop." Imagine the customer. What is his mindset, his behavior? It changes. Immediately she picks up her bag and goes out of the shop. You have lost a customer. But you have not lost a customer because of your behavior. the impact of your statement on consumer behavior. And this much study we must do to understand the consumer, because unless and until we don't understand why a customer behaves like this or that at that moment, we cannot learn what is consumer or how we cannot do business. So the actions of the consumer in the marketplace and the underlying motives for those actions, why he reacted like that. For example, parents, father and mother with their own small kid, a 3-year-old child, goes to a shop to buy a dress for him. Now, imagine the situation, the shop, parents are there, they are searching for a new dress for the child, and the child saw a beautiful cycle, a ready-made cycle which is there kept in the shop. He immediately picks up and tries to drive it. The shop owner comes and says, Sir, please tell your child not to use that. It's for sale. Now, the sooner the father picks up the cycle from his hand, the child starts crying. The behavior of the parents depends on the child's behavior, because here you must understand the end user, the child. For that only they have brought him. Or else they could have kept him at home and they would have relaxed. But that doesn't happen. And this underlying motives we must understand to learn the consumer behavior, the consumer activities. Now, further, there are basically 4 types of consumers, or you can say consumer behavior. The first in this is complex buying behavior, a complex customer, very complex. If you tell a costly item, he will say it is costly. If you say give a lower cost material, he will say, "Arey, bahut sasta hai." He will not buy. Now, in such situation, how you react, that is very important. And the reaction time, how much you take. If you are relaxed, you are able to handle the complex behavior, it's okay. But if you are not able to, then the problem starts. You show a small house to a person who is interested to buy a flat, and he will say, I want a bigger house. You show him a bigger house with a high cost, he will say, no, I want an average, medium sized house. So the choice is different, the complexity increases. Then the bargaining for the shop or for the house, this goes on and on. It is very difficult to tackle complex buying behavior. And here, your skill plays a major role when you're handling complex buying customers. The second is dissonance reducing buying behavior. Like, for example, a lady has come to your shop to buy a sari. You showed 50, 60 saris to her, and she goes on and reducing the options. She takes out from 51 and keeps aside. She says, I am interested to buy this. In some way, she is what you call reducing the options, and she comes in the final for 3. And it takes a lot of time for this, from 50 to 3. Again, the patience level should be very high when you are countering such buying behavior. Then there are habitual shopping people. They go every day buying for something or the other. Again, they are so knowledgeable about the price, about the product, about the fashion that is going on, that again, it is very difficult to satisfy them. You show them one, they will say, and the habitual buying people are more knowledgeable than the person who is selling. That's why you have to be doubly careful when handling habitual buyers. And the last is variety. People who are interested to see a lot of options. How many options I have? How many options I can see? The more the options, the better the behavior will be. If you have less options, then it is very difficult to counter such customers. So while tackling the behavior, you have to understand from your point of view what type of consumer is there and what is his behavior. If you are empathetic and understands their behavior, then your business is quite successful. Thank you very much.